Hi folks, and welcome back to The Allotment. I am today very, very smiley, and there's two big announcements. That's basically today's video. It's a bit of a ramble, bit of a chat. I had planned to come down and do the greenhouse. It's Friday afternoon, right? So I took Friday afternoon off work. I booked that off at the start of the week because I was going to come down and start getting at work on the glass, on my nemesis, the greenhouse. I'm still a bit angry at it after my last video, which you have to check out if you've not seen as well, because if I do say so myself, it's one of the funniest videos I've made. I was laughing so much to myself when I was editing it. But the two big announcements. The first, and this is an awkward one, okay? This is difficult. I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Most of the people on gardening YouTube are not very good at this stuff. But the announcement is that basically this video marks the official launch of my Patreon page. Now, if you spend any time on the internet watching YouTube videos, you're probably familiar with Patreon. Basically, it's a website that allows you to pledge a monthly fee, as it were, or like a donation. And you get a few things in return. I've set it all up. All the links are in the description below. All the details are in there. There's 2 tiers at the moment. I'm starting off with 2 tiers. The first is £5 a month. The second is £12.50 a month now, and both of those are a substantial amount of money, so if this isn't for you, I completely understand it. Timestamp is in the description as well, so you can zoom to my second announcement if you wish to. But basically, Patreon, like I say, if you're not familiar, you'll get a few kind of extras. The plan for mine is mostly to have it as like a little bit of a kind of behind the scenes kind of space, I guess, which is quite cool for me as well as people who will get to see that stuff, because it lets me make little short videos on my phone, like just posting some photographs here and there with maybe like a little bloggy type post to kind of update. And the other thing is you will get first in line for any big news or big announcements and that kind of thing. In terms of YouTube videos, I guess that's worth talking about, right? So one of the reasons that Patreon is so big is because YouTube income is wildly unpredictable, right? And if you're a small channel like me, you do not make a lot from YouTube. So I've been making videos for 3 years, and to be completely transparent, it's a little bit shorter than 3 years, 2 years, 10 months, I think. And in that time, I have made about £500 a year from running ads on my videos, and I've had about 350,000 views in total. So I'm over, I can't, this makes me smile so much talking about this, because I never thought the channel would even be as big as it is. And by YouTube standards, you know, my channel is tiny. Even like garden YouTube standards, it's tiny. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I am over the moon with even just getting a little bit of money coming in from YouTube. But my vlog videos, which are kind of the mainstay, it's what you're here for today, they earn about £5 to £10, maybe, roughly, approximately that much on each of the videos. And like I say, I am over the moon with that. It's genuinely, genuinely wonderful, and I love it. But it's a lot of time and a lot of work for £10, let me tell you. The amount of time that goes into making a YouTube video, if you've never done it before, you wouldn't believe it when someone told you. So like I say, I'm not complaining, but having Patreon as kind of like a bonus, it only needs a few people on there to make a significant difference. The other thing I want to say, yeah, so I've made about £500 a year. I'm just about starting to break even on just the equipment. So I'm not talking about allotment equipment and tools and manure or any of that kind of stuff, seeds. Just the camera equipment alone, the microphones, the wireless gadgets, the gimbal that lets me do walking tours easily, and of course my quite nice camera. That all cost about £1,500. So finally, I've broken even, which is like amazing. So after God knows how many hours of video, we're there. We're even at the level now. So now it feels like the channel is actually starting to make a little bit of pocket money, which is obviously wonderful. And probably 99% of all of the funds from Patreon and the ad revenue are all going to go straight back into the allotment. So hopefully I can finally have some successful crops. But yeah, that's it. Check it out in the description. Any questions, let me know. No obligation. I really want to emphasize that. There is no expectation here, no obligation. But yeah, that's Patreon. I will shut up now and talk about the second very, very exciting announcement, which my patrons are already aware of and have heard about, and that is all about the second plot. So let me pick you up and we'll go outside. I'm smiling so much.
Hi folks, interrupting myself just before we do go outside and I talk about that second announcement because it's time to do the giveaway for the microgreen starter kits. Grown Local have very kindly said that they're happy to provide a couple of kits for this little contest. So what we've got to do is go to the random comment picker and hopefully we're going to get one that comes up. I've got to do a capture. 8 + 5 is 13. There we go. Get the YouTube comments, hit start, and here we go. Hopefully, whoever wins is in the UK. We've got our first winner, which is Jim L. Says, looking good, 2023 is going to be my first full year on the allotment plot. Well, hopefully microgreens are a nice, easy way for you to get a super quick win. So Jim L, what we'll do is I'll say, send me an email. Hopefully you're watching this. Send me an email. All those links, I'll put it as a pinned comment, but you can also find that on my YouTube comment. And hopefully the second winner is also in the UK and is also watching this video. Sean 5-in-1 Garden. Ah, that's good. You've done pea shoots before. So hopefully that is it. Hopefully both of you are the winners and you can get in touch with me and then I'll let Grown Local know and we'll get those kits sent out to you as quickly as possible. Thank you ever so much for taking part and commenting in last week's video. Now back to the announcements.
So I mentioned a while back on the channel, and it was a video not that many people saw actually, so I'm not sure how many people are aware of this, but I was very high on the list for getting a second allotment plot. It's a daunting prospect because, as you might have noticed, sometimes I struggle with just one, but I'm really, really excited. And the reason I'm here today on Friday afternoon, the reason that I've done absolutely no work on this is because I was meeting the allotment officer to have a look at the second plots that were on offer. And I've been offered 2, which is a treat. Normally with council allotments, you kind of just get what you're given. But the first one, this is really, really, really exciting. Let me flip you around. Is here. And this is the back of my plot. This is where my apple tree is. You can see this looks horrible at this time of year. Eventually, I'm hoping this will be a nice biodiverse meadow or like a flower meadow type thing. But this plot at the back, now I've mentioned before, but this has not been tended really for quite a long time. And there's a chance, I'm just looking at that polycarbonate, it looked a bit like it might be the one that flew out of my shed years ago. It is not, but yeah, this plot, it's not really been tended very often. And so when I was speaking to the allotment officer, she said she would get in touch with the current tenant and let them know that someone else is interested and basically give them the chance to give it up. Now, people don't tend to like giving up plots, but I don't know, I've got a little bit of a sneaking suspicion that the lass that took this on, she was lovely, we got on quite well, but I did not see her often, and I don't know if her heart is really in it. So I've said, yes, please do send that letter and let me know what happens. So currently it's all on hold a little bit, and the choice was either wait to see about that one or take the first one that was offered. So let's go have a look at that. Ta-da, we're here. We did not have to go very far. Now, I did show this off on a video a little while ago, I'm not sure exactly which one, and I basically said this would be perfect. You know, it's just across the way from my current plot, and that was kind of one of my main concerns. I really wanted to just make sure that it was going to be one that was close by because, you know, of all the reasons, you know, it just makes sense to have them close by, doesn't it? You know, being able to have one single compost bay. It's the end of the week. My brain is fried. Can you tell I'm struggling to talk? It's a bit funky. It's got this Anderson shelter on it, and it's also got that shed is kind of the extent of its limits. And it looks all right, you know, as allotments go. Some people expect a lot when you first take on an allotment. This one is a lot of work. It doesn't look it. It's been trimmed, but yeah, let's go for a little walk around. It's a lot of work. You might be thinking, what's wrong with it? Why is that a lot of work? And you can, we'll find some very soon. Almost the entirety of this plot is covered in carpet. And you might think, well, what's the problem with carpet? Can't be that bad. But here is a great example, because you see what happens is over time things grow through the carpet. They grow into the carpet and become matted, and it becomes solid. As you pull the carpet, it all rips, it turns into, you know, like 100,000 shreds of carpet. It's just an absolute pain, take my word for it. We've got lots of this kind of stuff, you know, shredded plastic. The Anderson's shelter itself, I'll show you inside. More carpet, nice broken table. The council were quite good, actually. They said they would come and clear all the rubbish if I put it in a pile, sort of thing. Well, it's not clear if that's what they meant. They might have just meant they will come and clear the rubbish for me, but that seems unlikely. There's lots of this kind of stuff, you know, just bags, plastic bags full of rubbish. And I was quite surprised to learn that this shed is actually included in the plot. It was damaged in a recent storm, and it's not looking too great. But you know what? I reckon I could probably do something with this. They said, do you want us to tear it down? And I thought, you know, you'd pay £400 for that shed if it was stood. So, you know, why not? Why not? Let's try and maybe repair that if I do get this plot instead of the other one. I think these shelves are included. Might take those for my new greenhouse, to be honest. But, you know, it's a fairly typical story. Lots of plastic, lots of broken rubbish. Oh, there's a watering can. Nice. The concerning thing is the carpet on the floor, for sure. I don't really mind about the rubbish, that's fine. But when there's carpet, oh, it really does become a bit of a mission. So that is that plot. I mean, it is a lot of work. It's not perfect. Slightly dreading if I do get that one. Obviously, if I get the one at the back of my plot, that would just be beyond perfect. It would be so good. But either one I'm going to be happy with. You know, you never know what you're going to get, especially with council allotments. So I think I've done pretty well, especially if you think about what this plot looked like when I first took it on. And I don't mind if there's a little bit of a delay, because there's still lots that I want to get finished on here. The compost bays, for example, are going to be a little bit of work. Not loads, but you know, there are a few things to do. The main thing, of course, the glass. I need to actually start measuring that out. Dreading it a little bit, putting it off a little bit, yes. But if I can get it, you know, if I can actually have it joined, just continuing on, that would just be perfect, wouldn't it? That would be so good. So wish me luck. Please do check out Patreon below. Like I say, no obligation, but do have a little look, have a little think about it. It's one of those things, I've been supporting people for quite a long time, and once you kind of break the seal, once you break into it, you kind of, it's really nice. It's a nice feeling, and there's quite a few people on there who I love supporting. So thank you to all of my first ever patrons: MICROGREENS Veg, Tanya Riley, James, just James is your name on there, and of course Tony C. Smith. The channel wouldn't be where it is today without him, and really kind of him to support me on Patreon as well. I think that's everything, isn't it? Thank you ever so much for listening to me ramble. It's a full-on ramble today. And hopefully I'll see you again next time, when we might actually be doing some work on that greenhouse. Take care.